Hi, you're watching Brioche Knit Tips. I'm Sandy from So I Make Stuff, and in this video I'm going to show you the Brioche Unwrapped decrease. Here I have two swatches showing a similar, nearly identical stitch pattern that looks like a honeycomb. On the left, I have a swatch showing a traditional brioche left slanting decrease. And on the right, I have what we're going to be doing in this video, which is a brioche unwrapped decrease. I call it that because you can see here, even on the left side, where the pink is coming up and joining in the center, there are no purple wraps coming forward in front of those stitches. But in this one, the traditional one, you can see that purple coming through. Now, in some patterns, you like that directionality, and that's fine. I have a video of this stitch if you'd like to learn it, and you can find that in my Brioche Knit Tips playlist. But in a lot of stitch patterns, you don't necessarily want color peeking through because the pattern will look more symmetrical if that color isn't there. So in this video, we're going to show how to do this stitch, which is very useful for a lot of different patterns. Let's get started. This is a swatch showing what my decrease looks like when it's been completed and a few rows afterwards have been worked. You can see it right there in the center where these two lines turn into one. Now what's going on here is that 3 stitches are being decreased into one. So that's a light, a dark, and a light turning into one line of light color. In a pattern, the instructions will look like this when they're written out, and in a chart you'll see this symbol. It looks a little bit like the symbol for a brioche left slanting decrease, so be careful, look out, and make sure that you're using the right one. Now, if you don't use the right one, you'll just get that little extra dark wrap, and it won't ruin the whole thing. You'll still have the right stitch count, but it might not get the same effect that you see in the finished photos of the sample. So now that you know what we're doing, let's get going. To begin my decrease, I'm going to be working with this swatch, and you can see that I've already started in a normal brioche stitch pattern with 2 colors. I am on a right side row in the light color yarn, and I've started my row. And I'm just going to continue. It's slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit, slip 1 yarn over, and it looks like I'm ready to do my decrease now. I'm in the approximate middle, and I've just done a slip 1 yarn over, which is the only thing you have to really worry about. The stitch always comes after a slip 1 yarn over. Now, to do the decrease, I'm simply going to slip the first stitch knitwise, so that means through the front of the loop, and it's both the stitch and its wrap. And then I'm going to slip the next stitch knitwise as well. And now I'm going to slip just the dark wraps back. So just 1, 2, back to the left hand needle through the front loop. Okay, so at the same time, slip them back. Now I have those 2 wraps and then the next stitch on the needle. So it's 3 dark and 1 light on the needle, and I'm going to knit all of those together. Then I'm going to pass that 1 loop that remained on the right hand needle over and pull tight. And then continue with my row with a slip 1 yarn over and then knit 1, slip 1 yarn over, brioche knit, okay? And I'm going to continue working for a little bit so that you can see what this looks like. And I'll show you a little bit later how it turns out. Now that I've done a few more rows, you can kind of see where my decrease is. It's right here in the center. And when I stretch it out like this, it's really easy to see the difference. There's no dark line coming across, and it merges those two lines into one very smoothly, into kind of an upside down Y shape or a wishbone. And there's no disruption or directionality if you're looking at this from far away and maybe it's a thinner yarn. It's really going to look like two lines become one line. Now if I flip it over, you can see on the reverse side it looks nice too. There is just kind of like a line stop effect, and you can use this if you're working in most brioche patterns. You work a knit row, a purl row, then from the other direction on the wrong side you work a purl row and then a knit row. On that fourth row in the sequence, if you do the decrease there, you can have something that happens when the right side's facing front. It happens on the back, so you can get this line stopping effect pretty easily. And that's the Brioche Unwrapped decrease. I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember to look at the other brioche knit tips videos, especially the brioche left slanting decrease video, to get a reference on how this is different. And you can also follow my channel for other knitting and craft related videos. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you on Ravelry or in the comments section. Bye.